Hey everybody, I'm Michael Andersen, and this is Fantasy Avenue, where each week we talk about everything you need to know in the world of fantasy football. Hello everyone, welcome back to Fantasy Avenue. I'm your host, Michael Andersen. Today we're going to be doing kind of a special episode, a live draft episode. So I have a draft starting with some of my friends in approximately 6 seconds. And during the draft, I will be going over my picks, obviously in depth, as well as surprising picks that they go. So here it goes. We are going, there's definitely going to be some spaces, right? Some gaps between when they pick, because it's just online. But there it is. First pick, Jonathan Taylor. That's expected. I've said that in my top 10 lists before, right? And then there, Christian McCaffrey. So far, I got to be writing this down, honestly. It's going how my list is kind of laid out. Guys I'm really looking for, I'm picking 8th, which is kind of nice, honestly, because with a group that is a little bit inexperienced, a little bit experienced, there's some variation. It's nice to pick towards the end because you can get your top guys when they're reaching, not really knowing what they're doing. So let's see. I also got some sound systems for today. Anybody with a bad pick, we'll hit them with that. Just stuff like that. We'll get to it later. Here we go. Pick number 4. Team My Girlfriend Took Me Back is on the clock and taking a little while. As I was saying, though, it's nice to pick towards the end, which is where I'm picking, because I can get, right now, there's only been, 3 picks, but they're already passing up on guys like Austin Eckler that I have ranked above. So I'm really hoping to get like Joe Mixon, or honestly, Austin Eckler would just be amazing at 8. But it's also nice because listening, right, doing a podcast while talking, or while drafting, it's nice because there's not a huge gap between my picks, which if I was picking like 12th, right, the gap would be very large. So we'll see what's going on. Pick 4, Justin Jefferson off the board. Hopefully it will speed up a little bit here once we get down into it. But as I was saying, I kind of have my board laid out here, right, in front, and I suggest you guys do this too. Kind of have your cheat sheet. I have my own cheat sheet, obviously, but whether you're listening to what I'm saying or not, have a cheat sheet in front of you with a pen and a highlighter so that you can kind of, first of all, know what you're doing. You never want to go up if it's not online, right, where it tells you who's available. You never want to go up to your board with all your friends watching and say somebody that's not there. That's just annoying. But also, it really helps me lay out right now, who are my top guys at each position. And I should be crossing out not only on my top 10, but on my running backs as well, and my wide receivers, Cooper Kupp and Justin Jefferson off the board so far. Number 1, number 2 for me. I'm going to let's see what's going on. It's taking a little while, each pick. What? No chance. I'm pretty sure I just saw Kirk Cousins go off the board. This is what I'm talking about. I think that guy's a Vikings fan. There's going to be some picks like that are just insane. Okay, let's get into it. Where the heck is Austin Eckler? Austin Eckler already get picked without me even knowing? Okay, I got to be on my game here, boys. I'm going Joe Mixon, I believe. I'm going Joe. I want Joe. Give me Joe. Actually, nah, give me Derrick Henry. I want big boy Derrick Henry. Okay, so I need to catch up. Austin Eckler already drafted. Austin Eckler is gone. I get myself Derrick Henry, who's actually lower on my list. This is another strategy I haven't even talked about before. but it can sometimes be a good idea to draft. Not necessarily. I mean, it's good to follow your list, right? But to look at who's available and look at if you're on an app, kind of what the app is saying, and then go off that. Like on this app, I'm using ESPN Fantasy. Joe Mixon is ranked super low compared to. He's ranked like 7 spots lower, and I know I'm picking 8th, Derrick Henry. So I'm playing the odds that Joe Mixon will come back to me, and I can snag Derrick Henry. While if I snag Joe Mixon, which is kind of a reach according to this, if I snag Joe Mixon here, then further the next round, right, both of them would be gone. So I'd only get one. Now I'm playing the odds that I can get both. It's a bit risky, right? I could end up with a lower ranked player than who I had originally on my list. But, I mean, Joe Mixon, right? I pick in 2. Man, it could work out. I pick in 2, and Joe Mixon is still on the board, 6 down on the ranked, like the list of ranked players. So this is looking good. You know, there's going to be some time in between picks, obviously. It's just how it's going to go, unfortunately, at this point. But there goes Josh Allen. So it's looking like people are picking quarterbacks, and what I've said, don't pick quarterbacks that quick. It's as much as you want to, as much as you're driven to pick a quarterback right off the board. Who went? Jalen Hurts. Yeah, man, they are reaching for quarterbacks. It's another thing. You need to know your draft, right? You need to know who you've got where, because I'm going to go Joe Mixon. I'm going to get myself 2 running backs right off the board real quick and get myself, go to my team real quick. Justin Herbert's off the board. Justin Herbert is off the board, folks. I've got myself 2 running backs. I've talked about how kind of shallow this draft class is, right? Getting my number 4 and number 5 running backs, like in total, already in my pocket. Let's just say we like to see it. I'm looking here. Is this a 10-team league? This might be 10 instead of 12 as I assumed. Oh, well, that changes a little bit. Lamar Jackson, Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is off the board. Lamar Jackson is now off the board. Okay, so I remember this now. I talked to my friends about, 10 minutes ago. And it sounds like 2 of our guys have dropped out. So it's now down to a 10, which is honestly perfect. I like myself some 10-player leagues. Oh, also, I need to use my sound system. I haven't even used that at all. We'll see. Okay, well, there you go. Hit me with a rim shot. J.J. Taylor, running back from New England. I don't even know who the heck that is. I'm having J.J. Taylor? What the fuck? Excuse my language, but what the heck is going on? Anyway, we're down from a 10, which is nice. I can plan. I know the people around me. I know one of them. Her name is the Bozeman Besties. That's where Fantasy Avenue is based out of, Bozeman, Montana. Devontae Adams goes. There's a good pick, Devontae Adams. Anyway, I know the guys around me, and the one in front of me, right, number 7, is not as experienced. So, when doing a draft, you really need to use all the information you have. You know the people around you, who they're going to pick, what the app is saying. Inexperienced people are going to follow the app 99% of the time, right? So, you got to just go with the app. There goes Tyreek Hill and Kyler Murray. Again, the quarterbacks are just freaking flying off the board. I do not like to draft quarterbacks quickly, but it's looking kind of scary like I'm going to have to draft a quarterback soon, just because of the amount of people that are going off the board right now. Dalvin Cook goes. That's a good pick. Some of these people got to know that the running backs are short, right? Somebody has to know in this draft lobby that there's not a lot of running backs. I'm just waiting for another defensive or for a defense to go off the board. Somebody drafts like the Bills, the Rams defense with like their 4th pick. All right, let's take a breath, get a drink of water. This is the start of round 3. Nick Chubb. Wow, I had him ranked really low compared to that. Nick Chubb, I did want to say, don't know if this is going to come out before or after my running back rankings. There goes Deebo Samuel. But Nick Chubb, I'm a little higher on Nick Chubb after the Alvin Kamara. After the rumors that Kareem Hunt wanted to be traded, his fellow running back. Like stuff like that can make an organization not really use you as much. So we'll see. Okay, I'm looking for a receiver right now. I'm gonna need a receiver pretty bad here. I'm in 4 picks. I've already got myself 2 amazing running backs. And it looks like I'm gonna have 2 more. I think I'm gonna go receiver. But it's always good to have a flex too, right? We'll go. We're definitely going to go with the receiver next pick. And then it's just whoever. Okay, Travis Kelce goes. First tight end. It's a good pick, honestly. Midway through the whatever round it is. I might go receiver tight end. We'll see. Definitely going receiver first, though. Cam Akers. It's a bit of a reach, but that was the Bozeman besties. So what can you expect? Stephon Diggs goes. All right, give me CD. I got one more pick. Give me CeeDee Lamb. He's the top receiver on my board right now. Number 6 receiver. Mark Andrews goes. Yes, sir. Give me CeeDee Lamb. I'm looking for probably a tight end next round. But, man, do I love myself some CD. Love that. I'm super high on him with the Cowboys receiving situation. He's really their only guy. I'm very high on him getting it done this year. So right now my team's looking Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, CeeDee Lamb. I like the balance. I like that I have gone to hit it with a rim shot. Justin Tucker falls. DeAndre Swift falls as well. What I was saying, I like that I went 2 running backs, 1 receiver, because that's super important to me in this draft. I've said it before. The classes are so different. I don't know if it's going to come out again before which episode, but if it does come out before the other episodes, the wide receivers class, my 20th ranked wide receiver is considered as good at overall fantasy football as my probably number 10 running back. Like, that's how deep. After DeAndre Swift, basically, it just plummets to uncertainties like Javonte Williams or just kind of good, not great, like Cam Akers. And as I'm talking, Javonte Williams goes off the board. What I'm saying, but like my receivers, right, who went Leonard Fournette, running back, I'm thinking get myself a tight end here. This is a tough one. I got Kyle Pitts on the board. I might wait for the next. I think I'm going to wait for the next round tight end. I'm going to wait on quarterbacks too. So we're going to go either running back or receiver here. This is tough. I really like Aaron Jones is my number 9. No, my number 9 running back. I think we're going to go Aaron Jones. I am stacked 3-1 then, but as I've said, wide receivers are deep. We're going to go Aaron Jones. I like that. I have my flex and my 2 running backs. I'm really not going to need to draft a running back until I have my wide receivers, my tight end, and my quarterback, honestly, which I love because I can get that stuff out of the way. Don't need to worry about me running out of running backs and settling for a bad running back. My bad running backs that I settle for will be on my bench. I will not have a settling position on my field, I do not believe. Hopefully I can get my tight end. I'll probably go tight end receiver or quarterback receiver my next 2 picks. So we'll see. Here we go, a little lull in the draft, if you will. Keenan Allen falls. Good pick. Good pick. We are right now at round 4, pick 6. Pick 6 of round 4. So coming back down the snake draft. If you're familiar with fantasy football, we do it in a snake draft, right? Where if you pick first in round 1, you pick last in round 2. It goes back and forth like a snake. So anyway, we're falling back down the order. in round 4, pick 6. So we'll see what's going on now. I'm looking at my sound. Ooh, A.J. Brown. Good pick. You know what? A.J. Brown was my highest ranked receiver on the board right now. Give us some applause. I'm trying to use this sound system a little bit more. I like it. It was a little loud though, wasn't it? That sound system. That's all right. I'll brace you guys next time I'm about to hit you with the sound system, if that's what you need. Okay, A.J. Brown's still last pick. This is one problem here. I'm gonna go on a little rant here. ESPN Fantasy Football, Saquon Barkley falls. They don't let you see the overall draft board. They don't let you see the draft board. David Montgomery falls. So all you know is the last pick. So me trying to write the pick down and talk to you guys right now. T. Higgins, good pick. Applause incoming. Like, that's a great. I think he's gonna blow up this year. He was coming on last year. He's obviously behind Jamar Chase, but that's a good pick. As I was saying, you can't look at the board. The ESPN Fantasy board doesn't let you look at the last picks. So I have to be just staring, waiting to write names down so I don't mess up and think there's a guy on the board that isn't. I already did it once, and now I'm like super focused because I did it with Austin Eckler, and like the 5th pick, I was focused on something else and I missed him. So there's a lot to do. George Kittle. Ooh, George Kittle and Kyle Pitts. Here comes the tight ends. Yeah, I think I'm going to need myself a tight end. George Kittle is my number 6 tight end. Case that episode. Again, I'm going to be referencing a lot of stuff that might not come out yet. But George Kittle and the Kyle Pitts, my number 3, who I was contemplating taking last round. Chose not to. But, yeah, I think I'm going to get a tight end. Here's another thing. This is kind of crazy. My top 16 running backs have all been picked, and it's round 5, pick 3. Mike Evans is still on the board right now, and he is my number 7 wide receiver. That just tells you the deepness, right? People are skipping over Mike Evans. Don't know why. DJ Moore just got picked, who's my number 12. I mean, geez. If Mike Evans is still on the board, I'm picking him. I got 5 picks left. That's speaking pretty dang, hopefully. Yeah, that's a little. Don't want to jinx myself, but the running backs are just so not deep. On my cheat sheet, I only have my sleepers, Travis Etienne and Tony Pollard, written down anymore, and they are not starter worthy. Yeah, I'm patting myself on the back for taking 3 running backs in the first 4 picks. Yeah, because those guys are going to carry my team. Sometimes you get wide receiver carried teams with okay running backs. I mean, as long as you get 2 okay running backs, you're fine. But this is going to be a running back carried team with depth and good, solid receivers. I'm happy. Ezekiel Elliott, he's an interesting character this year. He wasn't on my top 16 or my sleepers list because he's just kind of in the middle. You never know where he's going to be. And Tony Pollard is coming up behind him. I really like Tony Pollard. His efficiency is just there, whereas Zeke's is really falling down to 3 yards a carry, and Tony Pollard's is at 5.5. I don't know why the Cowboys don't just run it with Tony more often. Every second down, give it to Tony. Let him have 1 play per set of downs to just go after it. This is a good moment. Spend about 50 seconds, hit him with some crickets. And crickets stop as Mike Evans gets picked. Oh, that kills me. I thought I had a chance. Bozeman Pesties, the team that's been all over the place. Dak Prescott goes. Team that's been all over the place gets who they want. I respect it. Okay, so I'm next pick after. So I'm this is round 5, pick 7 for reference. I'm in round 5, pick 8. See who our next character picks. Terry McLaurin, good pick. Okay, now I'm debating. Do I take the receiver that I want, Mike Evans, top receiver, one of the top receivers on my list, or do I go down and snatch a tight end? I'm a little unsure on my tight end rankings, honestly. There's guys that could be switched. So I think I'm just going to get... I think I'm just going to go Mike Williams. Not going to let Mike Williams disappear from me. So there it is. I have 3 of my top 10 running backs and 2 of my top 10 receivers. Love that. And that's all my skill positions. So I think I'm going to go tight end. It's round 5. This is kind of when you pick a quarterback, honestly. I'm kind of letting the quarterbacks go. I have Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, Matt Stafford, Joe Burrow as my guys ranked high that aren't taken yet. I'm kind of just filling everything else out, which is okay sometimes. When quarterbacks go so early, this is another note, right? When quarterbacks go so early, there's usually like a lull in... Oh, I'm back up already. Woo! Dallas Goedert, give it to me. Tight end, where are you? All positions, tight ends, Dallas Goedert. Oh, wait. Hold the phone. He's ranked number 102 overall, and we're on 30. Man, I'm skipping tight ends. Gosh, dang. Go to quarterbacks. Hold up. Tom Brady's the next one, and he's my number 5. And Tom Brady's the top-ranked quarterback. Give me Tom Brady. There's another draft strategy. I was about to draft my tight end. I saw he's ranked under guys and way down the overall list. Breece Hall. Okay, that's an interesting pick. So I just grabbed myself Tom Brady. I have quarterback, running back, receivers. I'm going to get myself a tight end next round and then just go for best available and kind of start over with my bench. And this is what I love. I mean, I have receivers in my top 16 still on the board. And I'm talking about drafting bench. Josh Jacobs goes. This is a nice looking draft for me. About 20 minutes in. This is one, I believe, Antonio Gibson. Ooh, good pick. Give it some applause. He's a guy that's underrated this year, for real. Not a lot of people know his name. I didn't even have him on my top 16 list, but I knew him. I had him as a deep sleeper, just a guy that if I saw his name, I'd pick him. Anyway, what I was saying is I like how this draft is going due to, J.K. Dobbins, running back. That's interesting. I like how this draft is going because I'm to my bench and I still have guys in top 16 skill positions available. Like I could get, now this is speaking way out of pocket, right? I'm about like 30 picks away from my next 2 picks falling into place, but I'm looking at guys like Jerry Jeudy. No. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get Jerry Jeudy or Cortland Sutton. They're coming up on the overall list. That's a kick in the nuts, if you will. That hurts. It's all right, though. You know what? That's all right. Anyway, I could get guys like that. It's quite unlikely at this point, honestly. Didn't know that they were so high up the overall leaderboards. People that are kind of unfamiliar with fantasy football will sometimes, I mean, it's no fault to them. DK Metcalf, they'll sometimes just look at the best and pick the best. And as the rank moves up, right, DK Metcalf was ranked in front of Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton on ESPN Fantasy. As they move up the overall leaderboard, there's guys, shout out Bozeman Besties, toot, toot, toot. Shout them out. Looking kind of dangerous to pick Jeudy or Sutton. I would settle for either. Judy's higher for me just a teensy bit, but Cortland is, that's hard. There's so much hype on Jeudy that I've kind of been wrapped into it, but I really think he's proven himself. Jerry hasn't proven himself as a receiver. Cortland has proven himself as a 1,100-yard Pro Bowl receiver. And they're ranked 53 and 54 on the overall board, so it's not like Jeudy is better or worse value. Well, let's cross that bridge when we get to it, eh? Let's cross that bridge when we get to it. So Amari Cooper. Ooh. Yikes. Yeah. With Deshaun Watson not playing, I don't understand people picking Amari Cooper over hyped guys like Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton. I don't think Amari Cooper has any chance to finish in front of them. You have to look at ceiling, right? You have to look at how good can a player possibly be? What's the best they can be? And without a solid quarterback, I don't know what he could do. What could he do? I don't know. I don't even know who the quarterback in Cleveland is at this point, with Baker gone and Deshaun Watson not playing. I have no idea. I like to know the quarterbacks at least when I'm drafting. But honestly, Marquise Brown, Cordell Patterson, honestly, I'm kind of just going to stay away from the Browns. Also, back to the Marquise Brown pick. With his legal troubles, I had him ranked as a sleeper, and I would have told you guys about him on my wide receivers list if that arrest stuff didn't come out. He got arrested for speeding, like going like 50 miles over the speed limit or something crazy like that. With legal troubles, they're just tough. What do you know? How can you go into a season confident about a guy when they're facing legal troubles and stuff like that? Oh, Joe Burrow. Woo-hoo-hoo. Good pick. I'm happy I got Tom Brady because I almost guarantee that Joe Burrow would be gone right now. Deontay Johnson, Matthew Stafford. Oh, my God. I might have to choose between Jerry Jeudy or Cortland Sutton. Don't do it to me. Oh, Lord. Jerry Jeudy is gone. You know how much of a... Wait. Jerry Jeudy's not gone. Brandon Cooks. Oh, shoot me. Oh, no. I have to pick between the two. I have Jerry Jeudy ranked overall higher. I like Cortland Sutton. Chris Godwin's there. Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton. Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton. Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton. God, I picked Jerry Jeudy. I don't know. If you guys didn't know, I follow the Broncos. The Broncos are my team, and I try to bring as least bias into these. But I've watched Cortland Sutton the last 3 years play, and obviously have injuries, but prove himself as a wide receiver one. And Jerry Jeudy hasn't done that. He's been one of the most disappointing players. Granted, he's playing with Drew Lock at quarterback during his Wii seasons, right? But it's just hard for me to do that. And I did it. First player on my bench is Jerry Jeudy. So, don't quote me. I don't know. Maybe. Dude, Cortland Sutton comes back, I'm picking him. There's no chance I'm not picking him. Hunter Renfrow, he is one of my biggest busts, I think, for the season. Alan Lazard goes. This year with Devontae Adams coming, he had so much hype for his route running last year, right? I saw so many reels on Instagram of his route running, this little 5'9" guy routing people up. But I'm scared. Why? There's going to be so many targets taken away from him in the red zone from Devontae Adams slants. I don't think there's going to be many of Hunter Renfrow little in and out routes that he did. I think it's all going to be big ones to Darren Waller or Devontae Adams slants. So I honestly do not get the decision making when picking him above guys like Cortland Sutton, who is still on the board, mind you. Oh, Montana Mo picks the Bills defense, and Cortland Sutton, who I couldn't decide between Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton. I'm hopping on the biased Broncos bus, picking Cort and Jeudy as top 2 bench players. I now have 4 receivers, 3 running backs. Love that. Give me Cortland Sutton, Evan McPherson. This is where the picks start going crazy. People don't really know draft strategy necessarily. You don't want to pick a kicker before guys like A-Rob still on the board. Allen Robinson. I'm probably not going to get him, honestly, because I've already taken Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton. Right? I'm kind of set on running backs. I need to get myself a tight end. I need to stop stalling, honestly. Just snag myself that tight end before he falls. But Russell Wilson off the board. That's a good pick. So now all my top 12 quarterbacks have gone off the board. I don't really have a backup quarterback, which is honestly an okay strategy. You can either go for quarterbacks, you can either go for 2 strong quarterbacks and alternate depending on who you play, or get one guy like Tom Brady in the top 5 who I believe will play good every single week. Let's tap on wood here. Do I have a knock on wood thing? Pretend this is wood. Pretend that was wood. I'm knocking on wood that Tom Brady doesn't get hurt. I mean, he's ageless, but let's hope not, because I'm just going to play him every single week. Unless an injury comes along, I'm just going to play him every single week. Let me look at quarterbacks. Who we got available still? Trey Lance, Derek Carr, Trevor Lawrence, Tua Tagovailoa. the top guys. Derek Carr. Derek Carr is my guy out of those guys. Backup quarterback. I'm going to have to pick him next round, I think, because there's just no space to let those guys fall anymore. There's guys like Travis Etienne who are now 4th ranked on the big board. Gabriel Davis goes. He's going to have a good year. Bills wide receiver. Dalton Schultz. Oh, Lord. And there goes tight ends. I only have one more buffer between Dallas Goedert, who is super low on the overall list, but will be one of the top tight ends. Okay. Now, if I had one of you guys sitting next to me, I would say don't let me get wrapped into picking running backs like Etienne that I like. Make me pick a quarterback and a tight end before I go. I get enamored by the guys like Travis that could have such a good year. Jags running back coming off an injury, could have such a good year. It's kind of forgotten after being a first round pick a full season ago. But there's another thing, if you're new to fantasy football, using a Q, that's always helpful. Guys you want to pick, guys you don't want to forget. Dallas Goedert, my 4th overall tight end, is in that queue. Probably put Derek Carr in that too, honestly. At this point, I think I'll remember. But it's important at the start of drafts, or as soon as I saw Dallas Goedert was super low on the overall list and people that are new to fantasy football wouldn't be looking for him, I just put him in there. I'm like, okay, that's my guy. Let's wait a few rounds. It's now round 9, and I'm picking my first tight end. That's not the... Don't look at my draft strategy, overall draft strategy. Look at individual things that make it up. Don't say, oh, right place to do it is pick 9. Kickers are going off the board. Derek Carr, no. No. Uh-oh. Well, don't know what I'm going to do for quarterbacks now. Good pick by whoever that was. Miles Sanders. Jeez, dang. I'm feeling the disappointment right now. The disappointment's running through my veins. I guess I have Tua. I mean, that's okay with Tom Brady being an every week start. Tua with a weapon. This is his make or break year anyway. So this will be his make or break fantasy year. Maybe guys like Ryan Tannehill will be better overall, but Tua could go higher or lower, while Tannehill is just going to be the kind of game manager, Derrick Henry handoff type of guy. So picking a guy like Tua to be a backup that could blow up against bad defenses is always a good strategy. But I wanted Derek Carr because I think he could blow up too. I think he's in the same boat as Tua. Good, could be great. And with Devontae Adams could have been great. So that's a little rough. TJ Hawkinson goes, I have no buffer between the top tight ends. It's Dallas or Zach Ertz, who honestly isn't bad either, and I'll take Zach Ertz. But I believe the top-rated tight end is Dallas Goedert. And there's 2 picks. Allen Robinson goes. One of my sleepers. I actually had him queued. Wanted him. Chargers defense. I'm going to get Dallas Goedert. Let's go. Get hyped for me, boys and girls. Whoever's listening. Get hyped. Dallas Goedert, my first tight end with the 3rd to last pick in round 9. That doesn't happen often. But I get my 4th overall tight end. And there goes Travis Etienne. Yep. Didn't let myself get enamored with that time. Tricky boy. Thought he could get me. Juju's gone. There goes every single one of my top 16 players or sleepers for running back and receiver, besides Tony Pollard, who's really low, and I just have a feeling about him. So there you go. I've got some bench players, but the running backs are already gone. I've got my 2 Bronco receivers, and now the receivers that I have listed are already gone. Tight ends, got my guy. Quarterback's gone. This is where sounds a little cheesy maybe. This is where leagues are won and lost. In the late rounds. Finding gems, wink wink, Tua Tagovailoa, who could come out of nowhere and do some good for you. I mean, I'm just seeing all the guys who could be good. Maybe not, maybe, right? All the overall ranked guys that they want me to pick. And I'm going Tua. Could blow up. Could not blow up. We'll see. But he's a good player to have on the team. I'm not going to complain about Tua Tagovailoa being on my bench. Oh, this is nice, too. Now I can just sit and talk, look for surprising picks. Not have to write down on my list every 5 seconds because my list is basically done anyway. Another thing, I already know my last 2 rounds are going to be defense and kickers that I like against week 1. My defense and kickers tier has definitely not come out yet. So I'm trying to, well, let's not say definitely. But what I like to do, you can either go top, I'm going to make this short because I'll explain this later. You can either go your top guy, right, overall, play the defense every week. They're a good defense. They'll do good against any team, or hopefully, right? Same with kicker, like Justin Tucker. Or you could go week by week. So my top guys, defense is the Broncos, kicker is Rodrigo Blankenship, due to their matchups. Broncos play the Seahawks first with Drew Lock. They are going to eat. Let me tell you what. Being a Drew Lock watcher the last 3 years, Broncos defense is going to be exciting. And then the Texans, right? Another great matchup. It's things like that you want to look for, at least that I look for when picking my guys. So let's see. Let's go to my list. My quarterbacks are completely set. Tom with backup and Tua. Good. There goes Zach Wilson. Can I get one of those for anybody who knows? If you know, you know. Running backs. I have 3 running backs. Gonna need some more running backs. We have 4 more bench spots. Be mindful. 4 receivers. Probably gonna need 1 more receiver at least. Tight end. Definitely gonna need a tight end. I also like to do this. I like to think, because you need to have balanced positions. You don't need 8 running backs and 4 wide receivers or whatever. Something like that. That's just an example. But you want to always be kind of balanced in your bench spots. And I know I have a running back in my flex right now. So looking at my bench, I have 3 running backs and 4 receivers, 4 bench spots. One of them is going to be taken up by a tight end. My quarterback's already set. So I think I'm going to go 5 and 5. I think I'm going to pick 1 more receiver to get to 5 and 2 more running backs to get to 5, which is super easy. Bench spots vary, so you kind of have to plan your bench spots. But with balance like that, 1 more receiver, 2 more running backs. It's as easy as pie. We'll look at the overall positions. I can really pick whoever I want to. I believe Tony Pollard, while I wasn't looking, was picked. There goes literally every guy on either of my lists. Could have picked deeper lists, but at this point, it's just finding diamonds in the rough, not really planning it out. So I'm just looking through the list right now, thinking who could get some quality play time. DeAndre Hopkins. I'm eyeing DeAndre Hopkins. He's ranked super low because of his suspension, but that could go somewhere. Oh, no, wait. Tony Pollard came off my queue. There he is. Oh, well. Yeah, dang. Next round, might snack myself Tony Pollard. Or a backup tight end. Might just get Zach Ertz. I got my number 4. My number 9 tight end is still on the board. Would love to get him because Hunter Henry just fell my number 10. It's really kind of a drop-off after Zach. So I'm going to see if I can get Zach right here as a good backup. Really not even. Tight ends are different. I don't have Travis Kelce or Mark Andrews or even Kyle Pitts. Not an every week starter as I do with my quarterbacks, right? So I'm just thinking I'm going to play matchup. I'm going to play, are we playing crazy defense? Are they having good weeks? Are they on, right, hot streaks? If they are, then give it to me. If they're not, meh. Okay. Team, my girlfriend took me back. Once again, hit him with some crickets. Oh, wait, whoops. There we go. Taking forever to pick. You're going to run out of time, buddy boy. We'll see. I want Zach. Give me Zach. Don't you dare take Zach away from me. He's the top-rated tight end, so it might happen if somebody's looking for a tight end. They just snatch that number 1. We'll see, though. Wow. Cricket, literally, the cricket sound stopped because of how long this is happening. The cricket stopped chirping because how long it's taken. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we got an auto draft pick. Who we got? Rashad Bateman. Well, it's not Zach Ertz, so I'll take it. This is where, if you're not experienced, it gets a little tough because you're seeing some names that you have no idea. You've heard them on TV, and that's the only place. You've heard them make that one big play on TV. You have no idea if Pat Fryermuth or Cole Kmet is going to pop off more. So you got to pick. And then eventually you just hop in the list. A lot of waiting, though. I'll tell you what. Let's see. What can we talk about here? going to get myself a tight end. Oh, there goes the 49ers defense, who is actually listed as my number 2. Christian Kirk falls as my number 2 defense coming into the first weeks because they have a pretty easy schedule along with the Broncos. And I don't think anyone's going to pick the Broncos. It's not even me being biased. It's just knowing we're playing Drew Lock week 1, and I've seen the pain, the picks that he throws that just gives fantasy defenses points, farms points, the bad decisions he makes in the pocket that result in sacks. I've seen it all. So, Trevor Lawrence falls, and there we go. I'm going to get myself Zach Ertz, a snazzy backup tight end. Yeah. Give myself a pat on the back on that one. He fell to me. I waited. He did what he had to do. And I got my number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Number 9 tight end. Love that. Looking at my list, I have multiple 3, 4, 2, right? I have highlighters because I have it listed, right? Top 10 overall. Quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers. Listed in lists like that. Ooh, a tight end just went off the board and I didn't see it. Well, whatever. I already have my tight ends. Don't need to worry about that. I have it listed, top guys, and I'm seeing a lot of highlights, which you love. Because I mean, when I make lists as in-depth as this, because I'm talking about it with you guys, it's always good that I see highlights at almost everywhere, because that means I'm not reaching down low in the bucket and finding myself somebody. So now my bench, backup, tight end, and quarterback is set with 2 players at each position. So I have 1 more receiver and 2 more running backs to make it balanced, and then kicker and defense. We only have 5 rounds left. It's already round 12. It's going quick. Okay, let's get it up into all positions. We're just going to take next best available, which is not going to be a highlight, as I was talking about highlights and all that. Saints defense goes. So I'm really just riding on the Broncos because they were my number 3 coming in the weeks. Hopefully nobody hops on the Bronco hype train. Okay, let's look at top overall available. And there he is. I'm going to go with my guy, DeAndre Hopkins. I have receivers. I know. I literally just got my last receiver I needed. And there's some receivers on the board. It could have been good. But he will come in as really, as a weapon he's going to have a good season. I mean, he's freaking DeAndre Hopkins. He's a great receiver. He'll have a good season once he comes off his injury. And I have Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, CeeDee Lamb, who I love this season, and Mike Evans, who I've hyped. Kind of 4 receivers. My receiver room, if I'm looking at it right now, is a little bit risky because there are a lot of guys that I'm super hyped for. Mike Williams coming into his own. CeeDee Lamb will be the main weapon. Both Broncos receivers are finally, I believe, going to have good years. And DeAndre Hopkins coming off a suspension. I honestly have some pretty risky picks at receiver. But I know I got 4 guys who I'm going to alternate. Will get points. I'll get points out of my running backs. My running back room is absolutely stacked with Aaron Jones, Derrick Henry, and Joe Mixon at this point. So I'll get points out of them. And my receivers, I'll just find which week is going to play well. And then DeAndre Hopkins will be in, and I'll have another weapon 6 weeks in. I just got to make it to week 6 to get him back, which is nice. Okay. Let me go. I like to just double check, right? 2 running backs, 3 running backs. Okay. 4 receivers, 5 receivers. Okay, so I only need running backs. So I'm literally just going to filter running backs. Going to look at the top-ranked running backs. And who is that? Top? Tony Pollard. He is the top guy, so he's probably not going to make it to me in about 8 picks. But, you can find the guys. I'll tell you what. There will be guys to get. I'm going to do a little, on-the-fly research on what Rahamondre Stevenson is looking like this year. Predictions. Oh, he's a backup. He is a backup on the New England Patriots to Harris, which I knew, but I was looking to see. It's not going to be a split carries. I see Melvin Gordon a little bit lower on the list. Don't know how split that's going to be with Javonte Williams, who's really looking. I mean, if the Broncos wouldn't have signed Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams is looking at top 10 numbers. But it's situations like that. Okay, Tony Pollard falls. So now I have to find a situation. Now I have to find 2 running backs who are a situational guy that I can get a lot of points out of. And so I'm doing quick research now. Okay, Chase Edmonds, behind a lot of guys. Don't really like that. James Robinson, going to be competing, but he's coming off an injury. Rashad Penny, got some crowded backfield there. Michael Carter, is that the rookie? Tell me that's the rookie. Tell me that's the rookie. He's got some hype. Oh, nope, that's... Breece Hall is the hyped one. You know, when there's so many names coming at me, it's a little bit tough to find the guys. Raheem Mostert's ranked really low. Wow, that's a crowded backfield for... Okay, here's a tip. Stay away from Dolphins running backs. Yikes. Like, that's not fun. How freaking crowded that is. It's got, like, 4 guys that could be fantasy relevant in one backfield. That calls for some... Well, none of these make sense. Oh, except that one. Woo. That's a nice one. That makes sense for a crowded backfield, I'll tell you what. Okay, James Cook or Melvin Gordon. That's the choice. I'm going to look at James Cook real quick, do a little bit of reading. He's a running back that I could see doing some. He's a little risky. He's worth a late-round pick. But Melvin Gordon, on the other hand... He's got some, yeah. This is saying he's got flex options. Like, yep, give me Melvin Gordon. I know he's not going to be the number one in the backfield. There's basically no chance with Javonte, but I know he's going to get some carries, and I know he's not in a crowded backfield like the Dolphins, which is 4 guys that could get you fantasy points. Now we're moving right to the second guy. Who could be number 2? Who could be my second running back, which will be my last player, not a kicker or defense, taken in this draft. I've got 2 picks to decide. It's looking like I'm going to go for an off chance James Cook. Some James Cook action. We're going to do it. Rookie running backs. I like that. I like rookie running backs. I'll tell you what. There's my whole bench filled. I just got kicker and defense. Rookie running backs can be risky, especially if they're behind a designated number 1 guy, obviously. But guys can blow up, right? I'm going to cue the Broncos defense, and I'm going to cue Rodrigo Blankenship, wherever he is. So these are the only guys I need at this point. And yeah, there's basically the draft. Really, it winds down. If you're kind of new to fantasy football, draft winds down pretty quick. To where we get into some guys with crazy names you never heard, mostly defenses and free agent kickers. But yeah, well, there goes Sony Michel, Miami backfield, another one. Didn't even say his name when I said the crowd of Miami backfield. Just goes to show. Okay, we got about 10 picks. Let's make some conversation. What we got here? I'm happy with this draft. I guess I'll just wrap it up now and then pick my defense and kicker, obviously, and read the team off. But I've got my number 5 quarterback plus a good sleeper quarterback, which I love, even though, so the quarterbacks went early. Little draft highlights. Quarterbacks went early and then kind of leveled off, and I found my guy in Tom Brady and took my chance when I needed him after getting my running backs and receivers that I needed. Overall, in the top 10, I was able to get Derrick Henry with my first overall pick, but then, due to just how the app kind of schedules it, found Joe Mixon following to me too, which is my number 7 and 9 players. With the number 8 pick in a 10-team league, that's nice, because usually you're getting 8. If the draft goes exactly how you're thinking, you get 8, and you get your number 8 guy and a number 13 guy. So 7 and 9 is looking pretty nice for me. Then running backs, obviously Joe Mixon, Derrick Henry, and then Aaron Jones. Like, what a steal! 4, 5, and number 9 would be Aaron Jones on my cheat sheet. What a steal for a flex option. I think he's gonna be big this year. Not a lot of hype on him because nothing really changed. I mean, the Packers' offense has just gotten worse, in all honesty, right? But with no receivers, really, he could go. Let's just say that. So that's that. We got running backs, right? Let's move to receivers. As you know, I went, I believe, 2 running backs, receiver, running back with my first 4 picks. I don't really want to pull it up right now, but I think that's what I did. And I was able to get CeeDee Lamb, Mike Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, who are all on my cheat sheet. All on 3 guys in my top 16, 2 guys in my top 10, and Court, who could be in my top 16. He's interchangeable with Jeudy. Those are guys that are not necessarily unproven as wide receiver ones, but not solid wide receiver 1 options, such as guys on my cheat sheet lower than them, right? On my list of wide receivers, Tyreek Hill, obviously proven number 1. Deebo Samuel can ball out. Mike Evans. But I really think CeeDee Lamb had better value than all of them, and he did, I believe. Deebo was gone away before I had a chance to draft CeeDee, just with the hype he gets. But they have better value, and they have chances with between the 4 of them. 2 of them have got to come out on top, right? 2 of them have got to come out and do what I want them to do. So I'm banking on that, and I'm going to get carried in some weeks probably by my running back points, but in other weeks there's going to be some good stuff coming out of my receivers, I think. And then tight ends, moving on to them. Excuse me. Dallas Goedert, very risky strategy. I think I waited, if I'm not mistaken, until round 9 to pick a tight end due to just how the draft's going, right? He's my number 4 tight end. So doing that is risky, not a kind of strategy you want to take, right? Waiting that long. But if you see, again, how the draft is playing out with people taking the couple first tight ends, as good drafters should, right? Take Travis Kelce, basically round 2. And that's the crazy part. I'm pretty sure he was drafted round 2. Dallas Goedert was drafted round 9. That's okay. Take the Travis Kelce as a receiver, as the CeeDee Lamb type of guy, if you will. But then move back down and let it play out, and that's what I did. Let it play out. Get your guy when you need to. Get better value. Drafting is all about value in some ways. All about getting the guy you want when you want. And being able to wait. Being able to play the draft. And getting your number 4 and 10 tight ends after guys that I didn't even know were starting were getting picked. Which is crazy. Okay, defenses are going. I need to take the Broncos defense. Give me that first couple matchups. We got Rodrigo Blankenship is, I believe, the last pick, assuming no one takes him, which I very much doubt somebody will take Rodrigo on that one. Again, the kickers are ranked in many magazines and many apps as overall Justin Tucker. And if you have a chance to draft Justin Tucker, do it. But I just know how drafts work. People see that name and draft way too early for a kicker. You should only draft kickers in the last couple of rounds anyway. How they work is they draft them way too quickly, right? And names that you can play week by week, like Rodrigo, who I just pushed drafted on, guys like him fall to you, and that's all you need, right? There you go. Appreciate it. I got myself my number 1 defense and kicker for my first weeks, and I'm going to ride the waiver wire. Talk about that in my defense and kicker episode. But I'm going to ride. I don't know why. Yeah. Give me that. I deserve that one. I'm going to ride the waivers with defenses playing bad teams. I'm going to just follow the Seahawks, honestly. No, not actually, but I'm going to follow the bad teams and the Seahawks. Drew Lock at the helm, whoever, if that even happens, if he's not second string, whatever happens with some of these teams, I'm going to follow them, and I'm going to just play my cards that are good defenses. Broncos defense, I still believe, is a top 10 defense. Same with the 49ers and the Saints, who are on my list. 49ers coming off of injuries, they should be super good. But with their schedule, too, they were looking like they were one of my top guys on the defense to draft because I know their schedule, and I know that they can be a good team. So anyway, that's kind of how there you go. There is my draft review. Made it all the way down to kickers and defense, waiting the whole time. Let's go over the team real quick. The draft is finishing up, but I can end the pod now. There's nothing else really to do. Let's go. Tom Brady, Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, CeeDee Lamb, Mike Williams, Dallas Goedert, Aaron Jones, in the flex. The Broncos defense with Rodrigo Blankenship. And on the bench, Jerry Jeudy, Courtland Sutton, Tua Tagovailoa, Zach Ertz, DeAndre Hopkins, Melvin Gordon III, and James Cook. There is my team. One of multiple leagues I'll be in this year, but there's my team. Hope you guys learned something. Thank you for stopping into this really long episode, honestly. Hopefully you learned something about how drafts should go and just kind of had a good time talking about the players I picked. So thank you, and we will see you next time on Fantasy Avenue.